Hey, I'm Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning in, thank you for tuning in. And if you are returning, thank you for returning. Um, I'm checking in to tell everybody, be yourself. Yes, I had to come into the camera. Be yourself. There is no reward in pretending to be like anybody else. There is no reward in mimicking someone else. I will never say that you can't get inspired. We all have a source of inspiration. I'd rather say sources of inspiration because healthily we are inspired by multiple people all the time. But it's very important that you have a sense of identity, a sense of self. A lot of times, especially in a world where we're influenced by external forces like social media, it's so important that you have a sound identity, a sound perception of yourself. Do you know who you are? When you think of yourself in your head, right? Think of your name. Who is blank, as in your name? Who are you? Who do you believe that you are? What habits do you have? What do you like? What are your inspirations? What do you think your purpose is? Do you see your value? Do you know that you hold value? What makes you feel valuable? It's so important that we have a sense of identity. That's not anything that anyone could give us, except God, of course. But other than God, that's something that we have to really build for ourselves. Like, you have to know who you are on the inside. I think that's something that I've always kind of had a strength in. Like, I've always known who Ashley is. And I think that's because of the way I was raised. I think my dad just instilled a lot of principles in me that kind of made me very self-aware and self-assured, which is great because that is going to be qualities that you need to feel sound in who you are. Stop waiting on people to externally validate you. It may never come. It may never come, and that is hard to accept, especially because a lot of times we're looking for validation from certain people in our lives. We want them to see basically all of our decisions, and that won't always happen. People will not see the vision for you. People will not see the vision for themselves, so you can't expect them to always, agree with what you're doing, how you're doing, where you're going. But you can count on yourself to lead yourself where you're going and follow God. When you're confused, or if you're at a point in your life, like I'm asking you, who are you to yourself? Like, what is your self perception? If you feel like you don't have an answer at all, this is the time to go to God. This is the time to ask God for clarity. This is the time to really get level with yourself and build a sense of identity. Because whatever you want to develop in this life, whatever human experience that you're looking forward to, the best way to build it in a healthy manner is going to require you to have a sense of self-identity. And the reason for that is because it's going to be a lot of tasks that God calls you to do to accomplish the things that you need to end up where you want to be. And if you have an identity crisis where you just don't know who you are, it's going to make it a lot harder. You're going to get in your way so much more because you're going to be selling yourself so many narratives negatively about yourself because you don't believe who you are, because you don't know that person. If you don't know a person, then you can't trust them to follow through with tasks, right? Like, if you didn't know a stranger, you wouldn't tell them they can borrow your car. You wouldn't trust them to pay your bills, right? Because you don't know them. You don't know their habits. You don't know if they do what they say they're going to do. It's the same thing with yourself. I tell people all the time, yourself, you are a person too. Because I tell people all the time, I talk to myself often. And I know people always say, well, stop at answering yourself. I'm having a whole conversation with myself, if I'm being quite honest. Regardless of if people think that's normal or not, I am having full conversations with myself. And I see nothing wrong with that because I am also a person just like anyone else. So I can literally talk to Ashley as if Ashley is sitting next to me. And I know I am Ashley. I am the vessel. I am the person, the entity, all that stuff. But we are having conversations out loud all the time. And I don't see anything wrong with that because I'm a person too. So I have ideas that present one way and I bounce them off myself and God, of course, because I feel like anything that I am talking about between me, God definitely is like on a three-way call. Like, yeah, no, maybe so, but not that. But I said that to say, really get in tune with yourself, get level with yourself. And if this was something that really sparked something in your head, I encourage you to journal on this topic and ask God who you are. You'll be surprised with what messages God will have for you because a lot of people just don't have a sense of self and they're struggling with that. And I think in the world with all these things going on right now, it's a difficult time for so many people, most people, honestly, especially an everyday person. I want all of us to get level with who we are and build on that because it's going to take us so much further than not having a sense of self identity. Stop trying to follow the crowd. Stop trying to follow all these trends. There's nothing wrong with things that are trendy, but understand the difference between what's trendy and like fleeting and solid habits and ideas and culture for yourself. What is your culture? How do you like to eat? How do you want to eat? How do you want to live? How do you want to spend your days? How do you like to pray? Like, all those things matter in building who you are. And I have said since I started this channel, I want us to build a community on being the best version of ourselves. And honestly, I don't think you could be the best version of yourself without having a sense of identity because who are you? Who are you building? Who are you building on, building up on? Who are you building up to? Who is your higher self? If you don't know who you are right now, then it's going to be really, really hard seeing yourself go from here because you don't even know who this person is. And it's okay. I am not ragging on you if you're having difficulty knowing who you are. It is a part of a normal human experience. Like, people deal with that. Like, I think that it's just important to identify the problem and take it up with God and work on it because you need to know who you are. You don't need to follow other people. You don't know who's leading them. And I say that all the time. We're all answering to somebody. You don't know who other people are answering to. That's the reason that you need to get a big sense of self because a lot of times you're following people and you may have an idea in your head of why they're doing something, why they're dressing a certain way, why they're eating a certain way, why they're doing a certain practice. But you don't necessarily know. And you don't know who people are answering to. So, if people aren't following God, they're following the enemy, and you have no way of knowing that. But you do have a way of determining who you listen to, who you follow, and who you're led by. Don't let that go over your head. I say that to say, dig in with yourself, get intimate with you. Like, start taking yourself on dates. I'm so big on solo date days. I say that all the time. I know some people say it's weird to go eat with yourself, but I don't think so. I feel like when I started taking myself on solo dates, it really helped me build an intimate relationship with myself. It really helped me feel more self assured. It helped build my confidence. And it helped me enjoy my own company more. And I'm a person that I feel like already felt like I like being by myself, but like taking myself on dates by myself really helped build an intimate relationship with me because I created a space for intimate time privately with myself. The same way that we will set up a date with another person, I'm taking that time to set up that date with myself. And I look forward to those. Like, I get excited. I get cute. Like, I take my books with me. I take my devotionals. I take my journal, prayer books. Like, I make it a special event for myself. And it really has changed my life because it helped me get to know myself. It helped me to prioritize myself and give myself something to look forward to. I know people, especially us as women, we love to be courted. So it's very important for us to court ourselves. There's no more value in a man courting us than there is for us to court ourselves. Don't let that go over your head. I'm saying that it's great to be courted by a man, but it's even better for us to court ourselves because we're the most important person in our own lives. So we have to treat ourselves as such, and that includes giving ourselves special things to look forward to outside of like shopping and all that good stuff because we love to shop. We know that, right? But taking that intimate time with ourselves to sit down and, you know, do what we like to do because I'm a foodie. it really makes a difference. It really helped me get to know myself better. It really helped build my confidence because, going out by yourself is different. Like, there's no other person to buffer conversation off of. Like, you're there with yourself. And it can be awkward. But I think a lot of things that we're supposed to do, we have to push through the awkwardness. We have to push through that part so that we can get to the good stuff. Okay. So it was awkward for me in the beginning. I will never say that it wasn't. It was a learning experience, but honestly, on the other side of things, it was very positive, and I encourage everyone to do it. You don't have to do it every day, you don't have to do it every week, but make it a habit because you deserve to be courted by you. And it will help you also get to know yourself better because who better to get to know than you? I know we're always trying to build relationships with friends and partners, like romantically, family members, but it is important for you to also build your relationship with yourself. Get to know who you are, spend time with yourself, prioritize yourself, make yourself feel special, and remember the things that you want that build you up. So I hope this resonated with somebody. I really hope I made sense. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.